What's up, YouTube? For the Love of Toys here with the For the Love of Collecting Marvel Legends series, Marvel's The Gamerverse Gargantos, which is Simru Gorath from the Marvel vs. Capcom 2, whichever one. And I figured I'd buy this figure. I figured I'm going to buy most of them, but we do have representations of most of these figures, so I may not have to, and other companies are making better renditions of the Marvel vs. Capcom universe as well. So I may just stick with those. It depends. I don't want to spend $100 for every figure. So it really depends. With that said, we're here to see if you want to buy Marvel's Gargantos. Hefty packaging, as you can see, a fairly sizable package. The normal pixelated art from the video game. We got the Marvel Legends series in the corner here. We got Gamerverse, we got Gargantos, and we have a nice little picture of Gargantos. Now we're going to flip it to the back. All right, we got it back in there fairly easily. Okay, we have Marvel Silver Samurai, Gargantos, Wolverine, Juggernaut, Silver Samurai here, product shot of Gargantos. See if we can get him in that stance, which I'm sure we can't. Inclusive eye here. We have a read up on the top. It says a giant cephalopod monster with tentacles. Gargantos brings his enormous size and strength into battle. So that's that. I have reviewed these figures, Marvel's Silver Samurai, Gargantos I'm about to, and Wolverine I reviewed, who came in the 2-pack with Silver Samurai, and Juggernaut I have not gotten yet, and as soon as I get it, I'll do a review. Juggernaut is one of my favorite characters, so that'll be fun to do. All right, as usual, we're going to do comparisons, get into my normal 1,000 comparisons, go over articulation, and see if you want to buy Marvel's Gargantos. Just so you can see how huge Gargantos is, this is how he is packaged. So, gives you a sense of the scale, but we're going to take them out, put them together, and you'll see. All right, we have Gargantos Simru Gorath out of the packaging now. He only comes with one accessory. And that's this eye. This little spike ball that he shoots out in the game. Okay, so that's that. You can see the details are very well done. Eye is very well done. Has a little effect stand. I didn't see a stand in the packaging, but maybe there is one in there. Either way, I can find one. So, very well done. And that's the only accessories he comes with. So, it's going to be kind of hard for me to move him around because he's so large in my little space here. So, excuse my little squeaky chair sound, as you always hear in my videos. But yeah, as you can see, his tentacles flex more than I thought they would. So, with that said, he has, let's see before he knocks everybody down here. There we go. Yeah, it's hooked on to Dr. Doom, yeah? There we go. Move his tentacles out of the way so I can get him in close here. All right, here he is. So he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points of articulation, 7 points of articulation, 8 points of articulation, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And it may bend somewhere else, but I think these are the main bend points from what I can tell. And that, you see the eye, the lid closes, eye moves around. So very, very nice touch. Very well done, very true to the game. See his little tentacle things here. See if I can spin them around without knocking a bunch of stuff down. So you can see the back. And that's the back of him. Okay? So what we're going to do is see if we can get him in a pose. I'm going to pause and see if I can get him in that pose that we saw on the box and see what we could do. Okay. I got fairly close. It didn't take me that long little bending, little posing, and that's a decent pose. I mean, I can go for that. Of course, he's propped up a little bit on the back and, on the sides to do it just perfectly. But on a shelf, you have other figures around him. You could get him in a fairly decent pose, Now, the exact pose on the box, I didn't even look at it. I did my own little thing, and this is what I got. And this is fairly decent, I think. Like I said, I'm not the greatest poser in the world, but it takes me a little while to come up with ideas. But there you go. So you can pose them in various different poses, and I think I'm going to leave them like that and do our comparisons from here on a wide shot. So got to forgive me, my shot's not finished because I usually don't go this wide. But I'm going to leave them like that so we can do some comparisons, and we're going to get out of here. And you can base your decision off of my quick comparisons. All right? Hold on. Here he is with the recently released 2-pack Sabretooth. Sabretooth is a character in Marvel vs. Capcom 2, so figured I'd give you a look at that. Here he is with Anniversary Hulk. And if you measure him tip to tip, I didn't, but Gorath Gargantos is fairly large. But here he is with Anniversary Hulk. You can see how he looks with him. And if I pan to the side here, I don't have to go into every single figure that's over here. I'll do some different ones. But you can see how he scales with the universe. He fits right in. The Gamerverse universe. So he fits right in. And I'll grab those figures at some point so you can get a side-by-side comparison so you can have some idea of how he scales with smaller and larger figures. So I'll do that. Here he is with the non-Build-A-Figure Man-Thing, the single cutter release that recently came out for the movie or whatever it is coming out. TV show, I don't know what it is. But this is single-carded Man-Thing. I didn't think I would have enough space for this shot, but I got it. Here he is with the recently released Dragon Man Made to Order. Here he is with God Doom. Here he is with Build-A-Figure Wendigo. Here he is with old school Build-A-Figure Toy Biz Galactus. Here he is with the Marvel Select, Diamond Select. I'm going to miss him, as I always say. Hopefully they'll get, some funding and somebody picks him up. But anyway, here he is with Titanium Man from Diamond Select, Marvel Select. As you can see, I'm trying to get larger figures. Here he is with Venomized Deadpool. Here he is with another Cosmic Traveler, the Beyonder from Secret Wars. Here he is with Elvis MODOK. Here he is with a custom Mezco Vaporoni. Here he is with an old school Build-A-Figure Annihilus from Toy Biz. Here he is with Build-A-Figure Void. Here he is with Marvel Select Ultron. Here he is with the recently released ROM Space Knight. Here he is with Build-A-Figure Super Skrull. Here he is with Mezco Thanos. Here he is what I refer to as Marvel's Gamerverse Big Daddy Venom. Here he is with a Marvel Universe Giant Skrull. Here he is with Kane the Conqueror. Here he is with old school, one of my favorite figures, recently released 2-pack, Drax the Destroyer. In case you want to cross him interdimensionally, here he is with Mezco, Red Eye Knight, Gomez. Here he is with Spawn, Violator. This is an outstanding figure. I mean, just look at that thing. That thing is monstrous. And I want you to know that I have to destroy my displays to give you all of these comparisons. So, I would really wish it would be more appreciated, but hey, maybe I need to work harder. Whatever it is, let me know in the comments. All right, on to the next comparison. Here he is with the recently released Warbird. And here he is with my final comparison, Mezco Fantastic Four. Since we just had the movie, I figured I'd break this out. So, now, should you pick up Gargantos? Absolutely. I mean, you see how he fits into if you pan to the left, you can see how he fits into that Gamerverse. So, shelf space is going to be a problem depending on what shelf you put him on and how much space you have. He has nice weight. You're going to have to get him to stand, so he might knock things down if you don't stand him properly. You got to weigh your benefits and your minuses here, negatives and positives. So articulation is great. As you can see, he's been standing in this pose. I've been bumping him, but he's leaned up against the wall there, so I guess he wouldn't fall. So that gives you an idea of what you have to do to fit him into your display. But he should fit, fairly nicely, and I like the way he looks with these other figures that I've shown you. And once again, I have to go into my displays and destroy them to, show you all of these different comparisons that I do. But these figures I try to keep out here, so this way I at least have some handy, so you can at least get a eye perspective of the size as opposed to measuring. He's, like I said, he's a fairly large figure if you had him extended all the way out, which I'm sure nobody will, unless you have unlimited space. And he just doesn't look as good with his arms and stuff fully extended to me. I would prefer them in some kind of pose. But if you have him in a battle stance or something like that, then, then you might want to extend his arms or whatever the case might be. Once again, he comes with this accessory here. And he probably can hold the figure. You can wrap him around. Like I said, the bend in the tentacle seems to be at that one spot more than others, but it may have more articulation. I just, didn't really get a chance to really play with it. We played with it together, so to speak. As always, I'm for the love, and please rate, comment, and subscribe. I'll do a giveaway of Magic the Gathering or a 2-pack Thanos and Psylocke when I feel I've reached, some type of milestone or some type of goal. Just leave a comment, leave a thumbs up, do all the things to help me get my channel going. And, I promise I'll get better at these videos as we go along. But as always, whatever you do, do it for the love, and I'll see you in the next one.